Hey Virgo, welcome to your card of the day. This is going to be for Virgo Sun, Moon Rising, and Venus for February 15th. Now, depending on where you live in the world, February 15th has come and gone, and you might not find this video on the 15th. So, technically, we'll say the next 24 hours from whenever you see this video, okay? We're going to see what is coming up here for Leo Sun. Virgo, you're coming up me in the comments already. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is coming up here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus card of the day, please? Message for the Virgo collective. Six of Cups. Now, Six of Cups can sometimes indicate that someone is resurfacing from the past. And I know so many people are sick of hearing that, right? You don't want to hear it. You're done. You're over it. You're like, that door is closed. Now, keep in mind, okay, that in the weekly forecasts, I don't focus on love and romance, right? So I look at the cards outside of love and romance. Since we just had Valentine's Day, maybe there's somebody that thought that they were going to hear from you, or they thought that you were going to reach out, or they thought that you were going to let something slide because you didn't want to be alone on that day. And they might be like, oh, that day came and gone and they didn't reach out. Oh, holy moly. Maybe I messed things up with Virgo. Maybe I went too far. And they might be resurfacing or trying to reconcile with you in some way. And you might say, nope, that door is closed. That could be the situation for some of you, especially because of the holiday. But outside of love and romance, Six of Cups could be any kind of reconciliation. It could be trying to heal an issue with a family member. It could be trying to clear some trouble or issues at work and try to just like kind of make peace and have like a clean slate. The Six of Cups can also come up when we're being very nostalgic, right? So some of you might be doing some really deep inner child work or like processing inner child stuff, especially since we have the full moon in Leo that's happening on the 16th. One could argue technically tonight. So some of you might be in this energy of like being very sentimental, thinking about your childhood, thinking about your upbringing, thinking about your past, right? Some of you are really doing a lot of self-reflection and you're looking at your life as a whole. Sometimes, Virgo, the Six of Cups comes up because we're way too focused on the past and we're second guessing ourselves too much. We're saying, oh, well, maybe things were better then and maybe I shouldn't have moved, or maybe I shouldn't have left that relationship, or maybe I shouldn't have quit that job, or maybe I should have just stayed in that situation. And Six of Cups comes up to remind us that we as humans have a habit of remembering things better than they actually were sometimes. You didn't just wake up one day and make random decisions for no choice or no reason. You didn't wake up and make a random decision. You made the choices and decisions you made because of what was happening in that moment and what you were going through at that time. And now that you're out of it, you might be looking back over your shoulder and remembering it better than it actually was. And Spirit's like, look, it wasn't that great, right? You wouldn't be here now if it was that great. And so your angels and guides might be trying to remind you of this. Okay, sometimes Six of Cups is saying it's good to be nostalgic, it's good to have memories about the past, but you don't want to stay focused in that way, right? I don't know if any of you have heard this, but depression comes from when we're living in the past mentally. If you're living in the past mentally, that's gonna breed depression. If you're living in the future mentally, that's gonna breed anxiety. We want to try to be in the present moment as much as we can. Sure, we might go into the past for a little bit, we might go into the future for a little bit, but when we get stuck in the past or when we get stuck in the future, that's when we start to have depression or anxiety. So it's good to play there for a little bit, but don't stay there too long. Come back to the now. Come back to the present. Okay, it could be a good time for some of you to try to make time for simpler things. Maybe you want to focus on positive aspects of childhood, or the things that bring you joy. Like, oh man, I used to love this cartoon, or oh man, I used to love this movie. I don't know why, I just saw the never ending story in my head. Maybe some of you are going to sit down and watch the never ending story. Maybe some of you are going to be doing something else that makes you think of a happy time in your childhood. Or I don't know why I just heard pancakes for dinner. I don't know if somebody was like, I'm having pancakes for dinner. That's gonna make me feel like I'm a kid. I don't know what that was about, but I just heard pancakes for dinner. um but something with like nostalgia, something with like maybe kind of recreating a happy memory, or like just something like a I don't want to call it a tradition, but maybe something you haven't done in a while that's bringing you a sense of like happiness and playfulness. There's an element of playfulness sometimes with the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can also indicate kindness. So don't be surprised, the Virgo, if some of you don't have somebody reach out and do something very kind for you today. Something very kind of sentimental. This could be a sibling that you might be estranged from, or a sibling who knows or realizes, like they're starting to realize that, you know what, I really wasn't fair to Virgo growing up, or I wasn't a very good sibling. And so they may be reaching out and trying to do something very kind for you, or something very nice for you. I don't know if something was kept away from you, like maybe someone passed away and they held on to all of the jewelry, or they held on to all of the old photos, or some kind of collection that somebody had that maybe meant a lot to you on a sentimental level. And so they might be sharing pieces of that with you. Like, oh, here, I thought maybe you might like some of these photos, or I thought maybe you might like some of this jewelry, or maybe you want some of this coin collection, or whatever it was, or maybe you want some of these, some of this china. So there could be something that some of you are having a sibling share with you, or do something sentimental in trying to kind of like heal a relationship with you, or their way of trying to make up for some way that they may have hurt you. Okay, this is a general reading, so you guys are going to experience this energy in different ways. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. Maybe that might resonate more, or it might add more information for those areas of your life, or those houses. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, you can do so at calendly.com/amethystangelite. And I'll have another card of the day for you guys tomorrow. And the plan is next week to go back to the regular format. Unless you guys prefer this daily card stuff, you'll have to let me know. And as always on my channel, majority rules, the majority speaks, and I do my best to deliver. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Take care, Virgo. Be well, my dears.